In the quiet, unassuming town of Briar Hollow, nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering meadows, a child named Elias Whitaker was born. His arrival as gentle as the morning dew, unremarkable in appearance, a face easily lost in a crowd, but extraordinary in his innate connection to language, a gift that set him apart from the very beginning. From his earliest days, when most children were still babbling, words flowed from him with an astonishing clarity and purpose, as if he were born with a dictionary in his mind, captivating all who listened, drawing them into his world with every syllable. He described the dappled sunlight filtering through the trees and the joyful birdsong with a poetic grace that belied his young age, astonishing his parents and neighbours alike, who marvelled at the eloquence of this small child. The townsfolk, weathered and worn from their daily routines, would often pause their work just to hear the young boy speak, his words a welcome respite from the ordinary, drawn in by the sheer melody of his voice and the captivating stories he spun. Elias didn't just talk, he communicated with a depth that transcended his years. He wove intricate stories that transported listeners to faraway lands, calmed crying babies with gentle lullabies, and resolved heated quarrels with a few carefully chosen, peace-inducing words. His vocabulary grew rapidly, expanding like the branches of a mighty oak, fueled by a boundless curiosity that knew no limits, for the magic of stories and the intricate architecture of language itself. Language became his sanctuary, a place of refuge and endless exploration, and his unique lens through which he viewed and understood the world. As he grew, his command of words deepened, becoming richer and more nuanced with each passing year. He became the unforgettable voice of school plays, captivating audiences with his dramatic flair, the undisputed champion of debates, silencing opponents with his articulate arguments, and the author of heartfelt letters that mended fences and bridged divides. His words touched hearts, stirring emotions and forging deep connections, and clarified complex ideas, bringing understanding and enlightenment to those around him, making him a cherished source of pride and inspiration for the entire community of Briar Hollow. The town had never seen anyone quite like Elias. He was a true original, he was their resident orator, their beloved poet, and their captivating storyteller. His extraordinary gift was a beacon, a shining light, shining brightly in their otherwise simple and unassuming community. People often wondered what great and impactful things his remarkable voice might one day achieve, far beyond the familiar confines of their quiet valley. Elias's exceptional talent was not a fleeting fancy or a passing phase. It was the very core of his being, woven into the fabric of his soul. He found immense joy in the lyrical rhythm of prose and the enchanting music of verse. Language was his most trusted companion, his confidant and his dearest friend, shaping his unique perspective and colouring his view of the world. The townsfolk watched him with pride, listened with rapt attention, and dreamed of the bright and promising future he might create with his extraordinary gift. In the heart of Briar Hollow, a place of simple pleasures and quiet lives, Elias Whitaker was a singular bloom, a rare and precious blossom, destined for something truly remarkable, something that would echo far beyond the borders of his small town. Elias's gift was nurtured in a home overflowing with books. His parents, Thomas and Eleanor, were the town's librarians. Their house was a sanctuary of stories where the air itself seemed to hum with possibility. Elias grew up immersed in tales, debates, and the joy of discovering new words. The library became his second home, a treasure trove where he absorbed history, poetry, and the art of storytelling. He learned that words could comfort, connect, and heal. His parents taught him that language carried responsibility. It could build or break, heal or wound. This early education shaped his respect for words and their impact. Elias's love for language was organic, a natural extension of his upbringing. He wasn't just learning vocabulary, he was learning empathy and the ethics of communication. These lessons would become the foundation of his character and the silence he would one day choose. Elias's journey led him to university, a place of boundless opportunity and intellectual exploration. It was here, amidst the hallowed halls of academia, where his eloquence truly set him apart. He found his voice, amplified by knowledge and passion. His essays and seminar contributions were not merely academic exercises, but profound explorations of thought and ideas. His insightful perspectives and articulate arguments quickly garnered admiration from both his peers and his esteemed professors. It was also there, amidst the bustling campus life, that he met Clara, whose compassion for others and dedication to justice beautifully matched his sharp intellect. Their partnership, forged in shared values and mutual respect, was built on a foundation of deep understanding. Driven by a desire to share his love of learning, Elias eventually became a professor, and his lectures quickly became legendary, not just for their intellectual rigor, but for bringing literature and history to vibrant life. He inspired countless students to find their own voices, to express themselves with confidence and clarity, firmly believing that everyone, regardless of background or circumstance, had a story worth telling. His influence extended far beyond the confines of academics. He offered invaluable wisdom, unwavering support, and genuine encouragement, shaping a generation of critical thinkers and compassionate leaders. He published critically acclaimed works that resonated with readers far and wide, and became a highly respected figure in his field. Yet, despite his success, he always remained grounded in the simple yet profound lessons he learned in Briar Hollow. Elias dedicated his life to using his words as tools to bridge divides, foster empathy, and champion understanding between people from all walks of life. His life, in essence, was a beautiful symphony of language, with each carefully chosen phrase delivered with unwavering purpose, profound meaning, and effortless grace. And so, at the very height of his distinguished career, his powerful voice served as a beacon of knowledge, a source of inspiration, and a guiding light for countless individuals. But even at his absolute zenith, when accolades and recognition poured in, he never once forgot the profound responsibility that came hand in hand with his extraordinary gift of language. Life tested Elias when a troubled student, Samuel, misinterpreted his well-intentioned feedback as condemnation. Elias believed his words would inspire Samuel, but instead they deepened the young man's despair. Samuel withdrew, and soon after, tragedy struck. He took his own life, citing Elias's words among his reasons. The news shattered Elias. His gift now felt like a burden, his words a weapon he could not control. He replayed the conversation endlessly, haunted by guilt and doubt. Could he have spoken differently? Had his confidence blinded him to Samuel's vulnerability? The man who once celebrated the power of words now faced their potential to harm. This tragedy marked a turning point, shaking the very foundation of his identity. Elias was forced to confront the dark side of his gift. The echo of that day would change his life forever. Consumed by guilt, Elias found no solace in language. Every word felt dangerous. He chose silence, withdrawing from public life, colleagues, and even Clara. His resignation from the university came with no explanation, only a brief note. To Clara, he wrote a longer letter, expressing love, regret, and his need for solitude. He retreated to a secluded family cabin in the woods, seeking refuge from the world of words. The vibrant symphony of his life faded into quiet. The townsfolk were bewildered, rumors swirling about his sudden disappearance. No one truly understood the depth of his crisis. Elias had entered a great stillness, a deliberate departure into silence. The man defined by words vanished into the woods, leaving only questions behind. In the years that followed, Elias embraced silence in his forest cabin. Nature became his new language. He read the seasons, listened to the wind, and found peace in the honesty of the wild. He communicated with gestures, notes, and expressive glances, especially during Clara's occasional visits. His eyes spoke volumes, and his hands found purpose carving wooden sparrows. The legend of the silent man of the woods grew in Briar Hollow, children whispering stories about him. Despite isolation, Elias was not alone. His carvings became silent offerings to the world he'd left behind. His silence was filled with observation, reflection, and a quieter form of creation. In the stillness, he discovered a new way to express himself, one beyond words. Decades passed. The world outside continued its relentless march forward. Elias grew old in his hermitage, the lines on his face deepening with each passing year, each silent reflection etched into his very being. Yet, his connection with Clara endured through shared silences, a bond strengthened not by words, but by the quiet understanding that only time and shared experience can forge. One autumn morning, as the leaves outside turned to hues of gold and crimson, he was found peacefully passed away in his cabin, sunlight streaming through the window, illuminating a serene smile on his face. The town mourned the loss of a man they never truly understood, the legend of the man who gave up words reaching its final chapter, or so they thought. Clara, amidst her grief, discovered a small journal beneath his pillow, a hidden treasure containing the thoughts he had kept locked away for so long. Within its worn pages she found his final message. Elias wrote not of regret for his chosen path, but of the profound understanding he found in silence, a journey inward that revealed truths he could never have grasped through conversation. He spoke of the beauty of the unspoken emotions, the wisdom that comes from truly listening not just to others, but to the quiet voice within. He mentioned Samuel with settled sorrow, a lingering sadness, tempered by the hope that forgiveness, even unspoken, could still bridge the divide between them. His note ended with a simple yet profound observation about sparrows, how they sing without questioning the meaning of their song, their unburdened simplicity, a profound wisdom that humans often overlook. Perhaps silence, too, can be a song, he wrote, his words carefully etched onto the page, understood not by the ears, which often deceive, but by the heart, which knows the truth. His final words offered reflection, a gentle invitation to contemplate the power of silence, not a definitive explanation of its mysteries. A last, poignant message from the man who had forsaken speech, a testament to the eloquence of quietude. In his silence, Elias left a legacy that invited contemplation, a quiet revolution of the soul, and a profound sense of peace that settled over the town, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful messages are the ones that are never spoken. In his final years, those who saw Elias sensed a profound peace. The forest became his sanctuary, and his solitude found its own rhythm. Briar Hollow mourned his passing with sadness and respect, his story becoming a local epic. His funeral was quiet, marked by a shared silence rather than grand eulogies. Clara and former students created an archive in the library, preserving his works and final note. The journal entry offered closure, not by solving the mystery, but by revealing the wisdom he found in silence. Elias's journey resonated deeply, teaching that peace can be found even in withdrawal. His life became a testament to the power of both words and silence. Years later, Elias Whitaker's legacy endures in Briar Hollow and beyond. His story sparks debate. Was his silence penance or a search for deeper truth? The town remembers him as a figure of integrity, not failure. In the town square stands a bronze sparrow, a tribute to his carvings and his final message. The statue symbolizes both the beauty of simple expression and the eloquence of silence. Elias's life teaches that language can build or break, but silence too has its own wisdom. In a noisy world, his story invites us to listen, to others, to nature, and to our own hearts. Sometimes silence speaks loudest, its message echoing long after words have faded.